You've seen the protests, you know the hashtag, and you've heard from celebrities. But what is Black Lives Matter all about?
Since the civil rights movement, like the black movement has been almost stifled and it's been kind of put to the side, but now it's kind of almost like the reawakening of that same movement and of our generation trying to say that we are the next civil rights leaders, and we are the next people that are going to try to make revolutionary change in America.
The Black Lives Movement started with the death of Trayvon Martin in 2012. The unarmed black teenager was shot and killed by a resident who was part of the Neighborhood Watch. The shooter was not convicted of a crime. Many were outraged and felt it was part of a pattern of racism against black men. The movement gained more momentum after other cases made national headlines. Michael Brown, Eric Garner, and Freddie Gray, a black man who died while in police custody. Last year, this area of Baltimore was in complete chaos after the tragic death of Freddie Gray. All eyes were on the Black Lives Matter movement, leaving many with questions like what it meant, who it could involve, and how it could change race relations in the future.
The intentions of Black Lives Matter are very genuine to the true nature and fluidity of our people.
17-year-old Michaela Gilliam Price is an activist in Baltimore. She's a confident young voice determined to challenge racism and create equal opportunities for black students in her community. Her experience with activism started very young, when her mother was protesting against the death penalty for her uncle.
I was born into that space of like political, radical black thought, and then that was just carried through my entire life.
So she founded a grassroots organization to bring Black Lives Matter to a local scale for young students in her city.
We get very caught up in the hashtag and just like how nice it feels to say that we're a part of these movements, but truly no change is derived until we get on the ground and do that ourselves.
Although Michaela is an inspirational leader, her actions often have risks. Just last year, Michaela was arrested during a sit-in at Baltimore City Hall for protesting police actions following the death of Freddie Gray.
Were you fearful at all? Was it scary?
No, yeah, we were terrified. And so, like, as a protester, right, and as like an activist and organizer, you think that, I think we often adopt this like mentality that we're invincible in some way and we can just be fearless without consequence. I had to put in perspective that my voice and like the fact that people know me is not going to protect me when I'm one-on-one with a police officer who does not agree with my stance.
There has been some backlash. Critics of Black Lives Matter say it divided people rather than united them, and that it's promoting hatred toward police. But for Michaela, the movement is about inspiring and empowering other young people to help them make their communities stronger.
And I think that it's great that someone my age has like all this like organizing power. Like you really don't think about like students in high school like organizing walkouts and talking to police commissioners and doing news interviews and things like that. And I think it's like really amazing for someone, a peer of mine, to be like this powerful voice in the community.
There are a lot of risks for standing up for what you believe in.
Yeah.
But why is it important for students to have a voice?
I think student voice is so important because we occupy a space of fearlessness, right, where we can access positions and just be forgiven or written off because we're young, right? And so I think that's a luxury, and it's almost a privilege that we should take advantage of as young people.
Inspiring a generation to lead, one protest at a time. Ariel Hickson, Channel One News.